So let's get into Scoville. Scoville, published by Tasty Minstrel Games and designed by Ed Marriott. Art by Josh Capel. And we usually don't necessarily say the name of the artist on the game, but I think it's pretty important here. The goal of each player is to crossbreed peppers to find the hottest peppers. So players are going to first blind bid for turn order. And in turn order, you're going to choose an auction card that gives you a pepper or two of a various color. In turn order, you're also going to each plant a pepper in the pepper field, and there's going to be award plaques that give you points for planting the first, second, third with more players of a certain color of peppers. So if you're the first person to plant a white pepper, you grab the first award plaque, and then it doesn't have to be the next person. Like on your next turn, you could plant the second white pepper that gets planted and get the second one. So it can be the same person that gets the various award plaques, just not on the same turn.
Yeah.
Let's see. In reverse turn order, this is really important. So you do a couple things in turn order. Now in reverse turn order, you're each going to harvest up to 3 times. So you're going to move your farmer along a path between peppers, and each step that has you in between 2 peppers, you have to be in between 2 peppers. You can't just have one to one side. Mm-hmm. You look at this chart that the game comes with, and it's not a difficult chart or anything. Mm-hmm. I mean, it doesn't I mean, it's easy to read.
Yeah.
You get a corresponding color pepper. So it may be like a brown and a brown gives you 2 brown, or green and a yellow, or a yellow and a blue gives you green.
Yeah.
Something like that. So it could give you a different color or just multiples of one color.
Yeah.
There are 3 tokens that each player has that are each worth 4 points at the end of the game if unused. So one's going to be double back, so that's going to allow you to, you're going along a path and you can actually turn around, which is something you're not allowed to do unless you use this. Mm-hmm. Turn around and go back the other way to maybe get the same crossbreed bonus twice. Yeah. Plant 1 extra pepper, so you could just get to plant 2 peppers on your turn. That could really set you up for some cool harvesting actions, or move 4 steps during harvesting instead of your normal 3. So then after you harvest back into normal forward turn order, you can each do each of the following once in any order. So each player can sell up to 5 peppers of one color. Peppers have a value of $1 for every 2 peppers of that color in the field, rounded down. So if there's 7 yellow peppers out there, and they're worth $3 each, and I've got 3 peppers to sell, so I get $9. So, and dollars are worth, for every $3 you get 1 point at the end of the game. You can also buy recipe cards that cost a certain amount of peppers, which is usually a lot. I think the smallest one on this is like 4 or 5 of various color peppers, and those are going to give you points, but they're usually like getting into the big points, like 8 to like 25,
Yeah.
Or you can buy so you can buy market cards. They cost fewer peppers, 1 or 2 peppers, and you're more like trading them. So they cost fewer peppers and give you another kind of pepper. So you just say, I've got a lot of these blue peppers. I need to really get some brown. So I'm going to turn these 2 blue peppers in to get this brown pepper. And then they'll give you money also. And some of them have points on them also, which is usually just 1 or 2 points.
Yeah.
So you're going to do this until you've gotten down to a certain amount of cards that are morning cards. So this game's split into morning and afternoon. And then you're going to switch over to the afternoon cards and play down to a certain amount of cards again. And then you're going to play 1 final round and total up points. The only way this can be different is if you get down to a certain amount of cards in both decks, the recipe cards and the market cards, before morning is over. Then the game ends immediately. Mm-hmm. So you don't even go to afternoon. So, I mean, that hasn't happened with us. And I doubt it happens very often. It even says in the rule book, this is, pretty unlikely. So then that's going to be the end of the game. You total up your points, and points are going to be the recipe cards, the award cards, the little tokens if you didn't use them, your extra money, stuff like that. A lot of people, that's the whole game.
Yeah.
Right?
That is.
So a few points, a lot of people have a problem with blind bidding where you have to pay no matter what. So you lose the blind bid. In this one specifically, like if we're playing 3 players, you bid 7, someone else bids 6, and then I bid 5. So the person who bid 7 wants to harvest first. So they go last in turn order. Mm-hmm. You go, okay, well, I'm not going to go in the middle. I'm going to plant first. So you go first in turn order. So then I'm stuck in the middle. I don't get to do anything first. I get to do everything second. Yeah. So it's not that bad, but then I'm paying in 5 for not really that big of a bonus.
Yeah.
I mean, it's not that bad because I'm not harvesting last or planting last. So
Yeah.
it's not the worst thing in the world.
What the bad thing was, like, when you really are torn and counting up your money and you make that bid, and then everybody opens and there's no one else bid any.
That's yeah, you're
That
right.
one's
That's
the
a tough
burner.
one.
Yeah.
But yeah, a lot of people have a problem with blind bidding where you pay no matter what. But in this game specifically, it really didn't bother me. To me, it creates like an extra challenge at the beginning of each round that kind of makes bidding less arbitrary and something you really, really have to think about. Like, how badly do I want to be the first person to plant or harvest or buy cards? Like, how badly do I really, really want that? And I got to weigh it against this. Like, I mean, am I doing this so I can get 2 points on this market card? Well, you know, if I'm going to spend $6, that $6 is worth 2 points. I mean, you really got, it adds like an extra level of like before the round even starts, like we're playing the game already.
Yeah. Also, it's not open information how much money and stuff everyone has. So you really don't know, do they have a lot of money, or do they, you know what I mean? Like,
yeah, there's what are they called?
Player screen.
Yeah, there's player screens in this game too. They're really nice player screens.
They are
too.
cool.
They're like made of like really thick cardboard, and they don't have any problem standing up.
Yeah, and they have all of your starting stuff on the back.
Oh,
so
yeah,
you can
yeah.
kind of see what you're supposed to have. And
so I got to say, like, that's one thing about this game that I like a lot is how nice it looks. So first, you've got just great components like the player screen. The board is like a 4-piece puzzle board, pepper-shaped holes that the pepper meeples go in. It's so cool. I mean, out in the field, all the art on the board, the cover art of the box. I mean, it's just a fantastic looking game.
That fist holding up the trophy, like the dirt-covered glove kind of. It's awesome.
I mean, this is one of those games I think people would really stop by and like look at.
Yeah, what's that?
Pepper-shaped meeples. I mean, it really looks like a field, and even the like little farmer meeples moving in between look like they're farming.
Yeah.
I mean, it's really great looking game. To me, like, this is what strikes me about this game. I can't think of anything negative about this game. Not one thing. It's not the deepest game, but so the game has very simple mechanics. It's really simple in its mechanics, but the game is also really challenging in a really good way. To me, what this game does best is stringing together like the perfect combination of a good bid that turns into like a good turn order selection where you're like, okay, I got my turn order selection. I didn't pay too much. I didn't lose out because I didn't pay enough. I paid the perfect amount. Then you got your auction card selection. The perfect one was out there. You know, we were like really needing orange peppers.
Yeah.
Grab that like 2 orange pepper thing. Then all of a sudden you plant the perfect thing. And then even in reverse harvesting, no one got your stuff that you needed and no one blocked you. So you get to harvest and it's just great. And then you buy the right recipe card, the right market card, and it just feels good. I mean, we talk a lot about this, like, and I think it's just a thing that I've figured out about games that I love and just games that feel really satisfying. And, you know, in this game, when you string all that together and like things just come together perfectly when you're looking at your chart and everything just makes sense and comes down into that perfect string combination of playing this game good. I mean, it's really satisfying.
Yeah, and it's not easy to keep track of it and dodge the other farmers, make sure no one gathered your stuff, or, I mean, you can't really make sure, but you know what I mean, like maybe making a little false promise over here. Oh, look at that ghost pepper over there. Y'all should go and get it.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, that's one of the things about this game that's just so interesting to me is that it could be like a family game because it's so simple to play, but really doing well at it is tough. Yeah. I mean, it's not tough like it's not good. It's really good, but it's just challenging.
Yeah.
But I don't know how they did it. They struck a really good combination of having a game that took us one pass through the rule book, not even a difficult pass, and we just knew how to play the game.
Yeah.
And then you just start knowing exactly what to do. I mean, the game is simple. You bid, you select your turn order, grab those auction cards, plant, harvest, buy the other cards, and go to the next round. I mean, it's really simple.
Yeah.
But, I mean, it really has a lot of challenging pieces to the game, like going through, because you get to the point, at first you're just like, oh, I'll put a pepper out here, you know. Yeah. But then you start thinking, like, I really need a black pepper. So to get a black pepper, I'm going to have 2 white peppers together. So to have 2 white peppers together, I'm going to need to get that card. So I'm going to need to be first in turn order. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's where it really comes in.
You got to work backwards from your goal.
That's it. Yeah, it really is a lot of like working from the end. I mean, your goal comes first, and then you get back to how am I going to do that all the way from bidding for turn order. And a lot of games are like have that feeling in them, but this one is just so simple in its mechanisms.
Yeah.
That's what's so satisfying and cool about this game.
Yeah.
Great game, and great looking too, man.
Yeah, I love the market cards on the back of them. They look like a crate, you know?
Yeah.
And then the auction cards, all the text on them is completely unnecessary. It's just...
It's the same text.
In terms of the game, it's a school auction.
Scoville High School is having their, yearly auction.
Yeah, booster auction. Come, buy peppers. And it's just... It's cool.
It's incredibly thematic too. I mean, I don't know where to put this game. Like, it's so thematic, but I mean, its mechanisms are very Euro-y, I mean, I don't know. It's just a really good game. I don't know what else Ed Marriott has designed. I didn't even look that up or anything, but he designed a really good game here. And I mean, Tasty Minstrel, I mean, man, they're on fire, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, solid company, solid game, and God, that art, man.
And even if you don't have a clue what Scoville is referring to, you're like, well, I want that trophy.
Yeah, for sure. They did a really good job with this game, man. I really like it. And I could see, I mean, a lot of our games post-review, even if we really love them, we don't go back to them a lot.
Yeah.
I could see, like, playing this game quite a bit. It's like how I still play a lot of Splendor, and we still go back and play games like, Get Lucky or Diamonds, those games that just stuck with me so much that I know my wife likes it enough to just play it a lot.
Yeah, they're simple in their mechanics so you can play them casually, but at the same time there's depth there.
Yeah,
and it's really
absolutely
great.
I could see like getting so good at this game that you get to the point where you're challenging yourself. How many rounds into the game could I have a ghost pepper or a phantom pepper?
Yeah.
Oh, those little pepper meeples are cool. They're clear with glitter on the inside. They're the ghost peppers essentially.
Yeah.
But you know what I mean? Like getting good enough at this game that 5 turns in, I've got a ghost pepper.
That would be pretty good.
But I'm just saying, how cool would that be to like, I want to play this game that much to where the game just presents a nice challenge to me.
Yeah.
And I like it a lot.
With the people all laying their own peppers, it really could be hard if people are as good or know what's going on and they could block you.
Yeah.
We haven't really gotten too much into the blocking yet, or I haven't, but definitely could do some messing up of the lineup.
Yeah, I feel like as simple as the game seems, there's so much there that I haven't even explored. Like, when are the like perfect strategic times to use these 3 tokens that give me these just one time 3 special abilities? Like, when's the perfect, most strategic time to use those? And, really getting into, I really want not just the end of the turn, how can I get this pepper I need to start working towards this card, but even working backwards from, I want this recipe card that takes these 6 peppers. I've got these 2. Now, how am I going to get those other 4? Yeah. Working backwards from something like that, like working like 4 turns in advance. I mean,
taking like, if I got that market card, but then the guy before me takes that market card. I needed that one, so now on the next turn I'm going to have to plant another one of this, and it gets really wild.
Yeah, really challenging game, but I like it a lot. Scoville from Tasty Minstrel Games and Ed Marriott.